Ladies and gentlemen, today we're discussing a brainy showdown between robbers and police. They just opened the door again. Two robbers escort a similarly dressed prisoner, who suddenly hands a note to the police, as if saying, "I'm on the news." They demand dinner for 50 from police. Froehlich acts fast, hiding a book in a pizza box to serve up intel. This gives him a chance to face the robber's boss, but Froehlich isn't easily fooled. He attempts to fish for info, only to be met with a stone-cold, "I'm not talking" vibe from the robber. The listening device in the pizza box becomes their only breakthrough. Froehlich and his team are glued to the monitors, but the robbers are chatting in a language they just can't wrap their. Froehlich quickly summoned an HQ linguist, who, stunned, said, "This plot's great. He'll watch it with friends. Times are looking for a partner. Try Really for bespoke matches with verified info. Fake profiles vanish instantly. Really empowers you, making dating effortless." Froehlich gets a sudden idea. New York's a melting pot. Surely someone on the street speaks their language. He orders his crew to play the robbers talk over loudspeakers. He approached the crowd outside the police line for help and got an answer in under 10 seconds. Impressive efficiency. A construction worker tells him it's Albanian, but he's just as baffled. Fun fact, see, his ex-wife is Albanian. Froehlich has tasked the guide to bring in his ex-wife for help, but when she arrives, she hands him a mountain of parking tickets. Talk about unique terms. In emergency, Froehlich agreed, but hearing the car recording, she laughed hysterically like a pig. It turns out it wasn't robber talk, but the Albanian president's intro, a hilarious mix-up. Well, they've all been played. The robbers had this move planned all along, stretching out the time, and Froehlich fell for it hook, line, and sinker. The robbers are clearly playing high-tech games, see every ire. They switch out some hostages, mastering the psychological game, leaving the hostages confused. Every time they change rooms, one of their own pretends to be a hostage. It's like an undercover operation. The robbers even disguise themselves as hostages, stirring chaos in the room's eats a plot twist. Not only removing hats and masks, they're urging others to rebel appears they want the siege. Suddenly, an outside accomplice bursts in, dragging the disguised hostage away, and the situation gets downright chaotic. The hostages dare not make a sound, the ringleader's busy too. He and his men walk to safe 392, ready for the box opening ceremony. It's dramatic. To their surprise, the safe reveals top-secret documents and several black bags filled with diamonds. It's like finding a treasure map. Meanwhile, determined not to stay passive, Froehlich takes matters into his own hands. He calls the robbers, saying, "Get ready for my challenge." But the robbers warn Froehlich, "Time is running out. You better have everything ready by the deadline, or else." Froehlich can only stall, because let's face it, a jet plane doesn't just materialize out of thin air. The mayor arrives at the bank robbery in a fancy car, too busy with himself to care about the case. His primary objective is to figure out a way to bring Madeleine into the bank, and even though he's reluctant, he has no alternative but to agree. Subtitles. Froehlich dials the robber's number once more, informing them that someone wishes to meet him, and unexpectedly, Madeleine's straightforward words convince the robbers to agree to the meeting. He then enters the bank alone, gets thoroughly searched by the robbers, and finally meets the boss. Madeleine cuts straight to the chase. He tells the robber boss that they are surrounded, and the police won't provide an aircraft. The only way out is through cooperation. He pledges they'll be free after 3 years in jail, with $2 million waiting. But the condition is for him to retrieve the items from the safe, thinking he can easily handle the rob. To his surprise, the robber leader couldn't care less and starts telling Madeleine a story about an American working for a Swiss bank during WW2. This man profited from Nazi ties, letting innocents lose everything, effectively running a corrupt racket. Subtitles, and this individual turns out to be Walter White. At this moment, the robber takes out the document adorned with Nazi symbols, and Madeleine's confidence vanishes in an instant. It turns out that the items White asked him to retrieve have become a talisman for the robbers, leaving Madeleine empty-handed. Stepping out to face Froehlich, she instantly resumes her strong woman act, silent. Froehlich realizes the robbers were stalling for time from the moment they played the recording or demanded an aircraft. This indicates they are executing a plan, so he redials the robbers. He tells the robber boss that the plane is ready, but he must see the hostages safe first before handing over the aircraft. Minutes later, Frohley walks into the bank, gets thoroughly searched, and is led to the hostage room, finally seeing the truth. He sees dozens of hostages in matching outfits, sitting against the walls, with some Abellis once bound, and gagged see talk about her shock. This confirms his suspicion. If the robbers really intended to escape, they wouldn't need to go to such lengths. He gives the robber boss two choices: surrender or face a police assault. See, it's like a game where you have to pick a side. The robber boss, however, seems to know all the police playbooks and remains unfazed. Unless there are casualties or threats, the police can't force entry, he confidently states. He'll swagger out the front door. Now's not ideal, Frohley has to retreat. But as they near the stairs, he attacks. He kicks the robber boss and they both tumble down from the second floor. It's like a scene out of an action movie. Although he tries to pull off the robber's mask, he's stopped by an accomplice with a gun. See a classic heroic but futile moment. Subscribe to our channel for more excitement. Share with friends to watch this high IQ heist.